All right, everybody, welcome back to the Eric and Tom Show. We're back with our favorite part. So, we're going to get right into it. We got a flood coat going on. We've got what we hope is a great surprise for Miss Teresa. So, it was up to our discretion if we wanted to use some extra fine glitter, just a little bit of that guy, just to put that little sparkle in that top coat. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So Teresa, hope you love it. Tom, why don't you go ahead and tune them in and show them what's going on with our top thus far. Okay, that's where we're at. Turned out super cool. We are definitely happy with the veining and everything. Like I said, the edge work and all that stuff is super slick. So we are ready to go with our next step. So a couple things, just like yesterday, right out the gate. Couple things we want to go over. First off, if this is your first time tuning in, we're happy to have you. We do these videos to try to help others, in their journey with resin, no matter where you're at, what level you're at. That's the whole point behind these videos, is we try to take our time and show you and try to think of everything that may happen, may not happen, anything like that, so that everybody at home can get this down to a science and have fun with it, because that's what it's all about. So we've got a lot of stuff going on over here. One thing we are going to need, these are common, this little Bondo squeegee here. We've kind of veered away from the steam rollers that we use to move resin here and there, and we kind of went this way because we like the fact that they're plastic. We can actually clean these and actually reuse them. Now, these are brand new. Just like anything else we go to do, we like to keep these on hand. We have our black label. Okay, if you missed the video from yesterday, it's from Countertop Epoxy. It's what we love to use. We are going to be flood coating this with a clear flood coat. We're going to mix in a little bit of this silver glitter here and really make that sparkle hit from across the room. It's going to really complement the veining and everything. We think it's going to look super cool. So we're going to go ahead and get with it, get started here. We'll go over everything just like normal. First thing you want to do is you want to pour the hardener in. We are going to be going, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so we're going to hit the 2-liter mark, and then we're going to hit the 4-liter mark with the resin. So here we go. We got another jug sitting up in here in case we run short. Very important to be very cautious here of your resin and everything. When this line gets close, we will slow down, which I don't think we're going to make it completely here out of this jug. So we're going to be emptying this entire jug here, and we're going to actually have to get into the other one. So no big deal. Thought we were going to have to do that. What I always like to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off a little bit early. We're going to have to do the same with the resin also. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare that as well. Got that ready to go. Okay. So we're going to get this up the rest of the way to our 2-liter mark. I'm just going to let this slowly pour out. Okay, our resin is sitting here right now. I'm going to put a heat temperature gun on it here in just a second and show you. We're sitting right now about 72 degrees with our resin in our containers. So that's a perfect place to start. And we're just going to creep this right on up. This is where you got to have the patience. You don't want to just pour this guy in too fast. He's going to start moving up too quick and you're going to overshoot your line. So if you look at the steady stream I have now compared to when we first got going. I'm just going to creep up here to this guy now because we are so close. Right there. We are there. Okay, so now we are ready for the resin, part A. Okay, we are right here at our mark. Yep. Now we're going to go ahead and fill this guy up. Hey Tom, if you wouldn't mind to back up just a smidge. There we go. It's just my light. Alright, so now we're mixing the resin in with the hardener. We know it's going to take this entire jug, and then we're going to get into a little piece of this other one. Just crossed over 3 liters. Okay, again, 1-to-1 ratio. And let me tell you this was in our last video. If you by some chance on the first pour, or on the hardener side, filling that up to the 2 liters, our mark, if you by some chance put in too much, don't pour it back out. Get a small little plastic cup or something like that, dip it down in there and pull it out that way. That way, if you were to tilt this container over and try to pour that out, it's going to run on the side here where there's nothing at on the inside, and you're going to lose that amount. Not only will you lose it, then it'll be an incorrect ratio. When you're pouring this one, you need to be on the dime. No pressure. So, we are almost there. We got about 3/4 of a liter to go. Nice little steady pour here, nothing major. We don't want that line to rise too quick. And as we get closer, we're going to thin that line down to make sure we get an accurate measurement here. It takes a minute. Just got to have a little steady hand. We are right there. That is it. So we're going to cut that off. There we go. I'll set this back over here. Okay. Now, this is roughly about 6 minutes, give or take. The way we know is our temperature gauge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start mixing here. We said this in the last video. Okay, this is obviously a paint stir stick. We did take a piece of sandpaper and kind of clean it up, just so there's no little loose hairs or anything like that on it. And then remember, like I always tell you, remember to get those sides. Don't let those sides sit there and start accumulating. You want those to stay clean along the way. So this is where it kind of gets a little tough. Your hand starts to get tired. You know, definitely with a tabletop resin, we do not want to, I know you all see us use, we stir sometimes, and sometimes we'll use a paddle bit to mix it with like a little drill on a slow speed. We don't want to do that with the tabletop resin because this is our flood coat, even on the base coat. The little mixer that we put on the drill actually causes quite a few bubbles to come into the mix. So that's why we don't like to use that on the tabletop side, only on the casted side. Okay, if there's anything there on the surface when it's done on the casting side, we can simply plane those out, no harm, no foul. Okay, on the tabletop resin side, the less bubbles we have, the better. So, this is just a, you know, your arm, your hand, everything. It's going to get a little tired, but the more you keep doing it, the more you keep mixing, grabbing those sides and everything, the easier it's going to get in your process. And, you know, here, just to show you. So we were right about 73 degrees or so, 73, possibly even 74 starting out. So, very cloudy right now. Hard to see anything down inside of here. The more it heats up, the more we mix, the clearer it's going to become. Pretty soon we'll be able to see all the way down in here, crystal clear, all the way to the bottom, which is what we're wanting. So we're going to keep this process up a few more minutes before we get done and reach our final destination here and put in the little bit of glitter and all that. We'll get into that. We'll bring you right back and we'll show you that. Okay, so we're back. Look, show them, Tom. Look how crystal clear. So you can see all the way down to the bottom there, my stick, everything. So that tells us a lot of things right now on the front side. For one, it tells us that our mix ratio is correct. Okay, and for two, let's just say for a second it was still cloudy, yet the temperature is definitely up. We're at 78.5.6 degrees right now. So at this point, being that hot, 78, we want to dump this out around 83, 84, 85, somewhere in there. If we were still cloudy, that's a big indication that the mix ratio is probably not accurate. So we are going to go ahead right now. Remember, I told you in the last one, you don't want to wait till it's ready to dump out and then put your pigment in or whatever it is you're doing. Ours is going to be the glitter, so we already have it ready to go. And watch, we're just going to add just like that, just about that much. Now I'm going to go ahead and start mixing that in there. As you continue to mix, it's going to push those out to the side. Once they get close, reach out there, keep them off that edge, just like this. Turn your bucket. We're going to spend the rest of the time getting this glitter good and mixed in here. Just going to add a little bit of sparkle here to it. It's going to look really good. Okay, we are at 80.1.2, so we're getting really close, okay? We're going to bring y'all right back, get a little bit closer to 85. We'll bring you right back in, show you, and we're going to dump this out and get on with her. All right, so we're like right here now. And just so y'all know, we're not doing anything. It's just strictly just trying to save a little bit of video time so you're not sitting here just watching us stir. But everything we've done up to this point. All right, so come here. Show them. 83 degrees right there, 83.1. So in a matter of no time, it's going to climb that next 2 degrees. So we're already ready. Just so you know, we did add that glitter in right when it was about 78 degrees, just in case I did not tell you that. It's kind of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All us grown people know how to go about making that. Get the bread, take off the tie, get the peanut butter out the cabinet. But when you're explaining it to other people that have never done it, it's very easy to look over the steps, like open the cabinet door, take off the lid. You know, those are the things we're trying to target just because we don't know who's watching. So we are there. 83.8, 0.9, 84. We are good to go. Let's go make some magic. Just like yesterday. So look, boy, you can feel the heat. You can feel it in this container. So take a good look at the veining. These veins are going to really come to life. And just with everything else we do, remember, start with this edge. We know it's wasting a little bit. We want this edge right here to cascade over. Just like that. Okay, just slow and steady. Slow and steady. And it will run right off that face, cascade over like you want it to. I always try to concentrate a little more on those corners so that I don't have to redo them. Once you get that, then look, we're going to leave some space to allow that to self-level. I'm going to go ahead and get some near the back and these corners. Then I'm just really filling in any little small gaps. Now, just like yesterday, I'm going to leave a smidge in there, and I'm going to check my corner. That actually rolled over completely. So did the back one on the corners. Okay, this rolled over, covered everywhere on the corner. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get whatever little bit is left in here. Get it out there on the table. You don't want to spend too much time, just like that. And then we're going to set that down over there. Now it's just a matter. We could literally sit here and wait for this to self-level. It's going to start closing in all these gaps and everything, which is great. Our bubbles are going to start appearing for us. So I think we're going to take a brief pause. We're not going to touch the table, do anything. It's just no point in sitting here watching something self-level. We're going to bring you right back. We're going to let these gaps close just a little bit more. Then we're going to finish closing them ourselves. Walk you through the isopropyl. Walk you through the torching, which to do when and why. And then, of course, like always, the drips, everything all the way down to the finish. Bring you back in just a minute.